I'm here with Archbishop Moxon of the Church of England. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Very well.
I'm curious to find out how you got involved in this issue. Is this something that you've been aware of for a long time? Because to some people it must come as a surprise that slavery does still exist.
Well, I'm from New Zealand originally, and I didn't think it did exist in my part of the world. I got involved because the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, had it on his heart, and so did Pope Francis, and their joint witness, their joint concern inspired me and then involved me.
And is it something that you feel optimistic about now that you've witnessed what happened here today?
I would say I'm more hopeful than optimistic. I believe we have hope today, which you can turn into a reality through cleansing business supply chains, through toughening up legislation and prosecution, through faith-based communities mobilizing themselves all over the world because they know their communities better than almost anybody else. So I'm hopeful.
Do you think that slavery is essentially a market failure, that capitalist markets have essentially led to a situation where force is used to coerce labor into complying with the raw force of capitalism? Is that how you would see it, or is it more of a human failing?
It's all of those things. I think people say that it thrives in conditions of poverty, civil war and civil unrest because people see the advantage of making quick money quickly by exploiting others and treating them like cattle. And so there are many contexts and conditions that make slavery rife. But certainly the market economy doesn't always help when billions of dollars can be made. More money is being made by the slavery markets than the oil industry at the moment. And so that has to be combated through cleansing supply chains in businesses.
What exactly do you mean by cleansing supply chains?
It means businesses around the world researching who supplies the supplier, who supplies the supplier, who supplies the supplier with a product, which may turn out to be made by people who aren't paid, who have no passport and no freedom. So a business needs to research its distant supply chains, 3 or 4 degrees away, to see if slavery exists in its product supply.
That's quite a tall order. I mean, in some ways you could argue that looking at a business is there to make money.
Yes.
And that's what the focus will be. And surely should it not be on the governments around the world to enforce decent conditions for all their citizens?
That's certainly true. I think the government needs to be heavily involved. Britain's leading the game at the moment with a state-of-the-art slavery bill, which is just going through the House at the moment. But I do think we need to say that the conscience of business people needs to be stirred nevertheless by faith communities, and we'll ask business leaders who've already cleansed their supply chains to lead that cause.
Do you get a sense that it's the developed world asking the less developed world to adhere to stricter standards that we in our own past didn't in any way follow ourselves?
No, I think that if you look around today, you've got countries, faiths, ethnic groups from all over the world and all socioeconomic conditions. So the genius of today is that people from all conditions and all socioeconomic strata and all economic dispositions have said they will fight this together.
Archbishop Moxon, thank you very much for your time.
Very welcome.